Have a great and exceptional day. Alrighty, let's get into it. Today's word of the day is dysfunction. Dysfunction stands for abnormally or impairment and the function of a specified bodily organ or system, the deviation from the norms of social behavior in a way regarded as bad. Now, I've said this 1,000 times the last 2 years. It's been basically next month is March, so I'm just saying it's 2 years now. That we've been dealing with a lot of dysfunction, disruption, all that good stuff. And it's like I said, you've had two kinds of people during this dysfunctional time frame. People that wanted to still be productive, and the people that just wanted to be on social media and play around or argue over points that doesn't have any really um, I like to call it economically viable conclusions and whatnot. That's the one downside of social media. It actually does on all platforms, whether Snapchat, Twitch, whatever, Instagram, Twitter. Especially now with Twitter, you have a lot of these different rooms and whatnot. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm not knocking what people do, but unfortunately, you have a lot of people that are engaging more and more so in dysfunctional behavior online than any other time in history, and people that want to argue over points that they know they know when the conversation is over with, no one's mind is going to be changed. It's kind of like you got more Fox News versus CNN online nowadays than you do in any other time in history. And it's just now it's not the news media people. I don't even know why they're even around anymore, to be honest with you, because now you have the podcasting stars that do the same thing, but it's just online, and they're not, quote unquote, being paid by a major corporation unless they have a specific sponsorship, and that's all another story for another day. But to me, it creates a lot of dysfunction because I, the one thing I can say I love about Bible University, I love about EYO University, I love about the Black Business School, Dr. Boyce Watkins, I love about Jay Morrison. I see arguments happening from an economic standpoint. So that they're arguing points and that I'm not even calling it an argument. They're actually having a discussion, which is illegal nowadays in today's world. But they're actually having a discussion where they're like, well, I don't believe this stock is going to reach this level at this specific time frame based on this analysis that I've done of the information and the data that's presented and the direction that the company is going, what the CEO has said and done, blah, 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 blah. I love hearing those kind of arguments, or not arguments, discussions about things like that. Just like a lot of people love to have discussions about their different football teams and these different rookie picks and the history of the team, the history of the owners, the history of the coaches, things of that nature. I love to see people have that kind of in-depth discussion when it comes to economics. I don't know, maybe you might not want to invest in this specific business because based on the technology and based on the data, based on the area, based on et cetera. So I love to hear those kind of discussions and whatnot. I don't want. I kind of despise hearing discussions about politics and whatnot and what some celebrity said, unless that celebrity made an economic statement that I'm like, I can learn from that from him or her, something to that effect. But that's just me at the end of the day, and I leave it at that. But I will say with all sincerity that to me the function has actually intensified from 2020, 2021, 2022 because you got more and more people having more and more online arguments and debates, people that are in my age category in the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, doesn't even matter anymore. And 99% of the time, there's no actual conclusion, there's no actual substance, there's no actual, after action report that's saying, hey, this is what I'm going to do X, Y, Z. This is how we're going to be able to not only come together, but this is how we'll be able to build a viable business, increase our assets and our investments and things of that nature. I don't see enough of that online, and hopefully in the future I will. All right. So today's quote of the day is by Forbes, stated that there's no downsides to a side hustle. There are only benefits to building more than one source of income. I could not agree with that statement more because I remember one time when I was working 3 jobs, most people thought I was crazy, and this was like over 10 years ago. But my point was, at the end of the day, for me to build two things: my savings account, because when I was just starting out in the workforce at age 20, and to be able to buy assets in regards to putting money in the stock market. At the time, I wanted to buy a house, and at the time, I actually opened up an individual retirement account, even though I didn't know all the nuances to it. But I was learning about the investment game at that time, and I was able to build myself up to a point where having a job becomes an option, and that was my goal back then. All right. So anyway, do the great free things, family. Like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day. And as the shirt says, make money moves. Behind it says, oh, live broke like a fool. Take care.